You ready for it? Hurry up. We're barely on time. Slow down. We're ahead of time. I'm running late for work. I'm running ahead of schedule. Time is flying. Time is standing still. I don't have time. I'm out of time. We even kill time. Even foods are named after time. We have fast food. And we gobble the food down because we want to get somewhere on time, right? And so we become addicted to the adrenaline of that. But our adrenals are shot. And to feel alive in gratitude for every present moment. You know, sometimes we go to coffee or caffeine or things that rev us up again. But other cultures are so different. You know, I had the great privilege of living in Arizona a number of times throughout my lifetime. And in Arizona, at least years ago, they lived by indigenous time. Not so much anymore because so many people have moved into Arizona now from other places. But the first time I lived there, which was many years ago, I noticed people were on indigenous time. And I worked at the Christmas shop in Tlaquepaque. Some of you may know where that is. But I was supposed to take the early shift, and I would get there every morning, and the owner would unlock. And one day I came to the shop, and he wasn't there, so I thought, fine. I waited, and I waited. 15 minutes, he still wasn't there. And 20 minutes, when I got to be worried about him, and I went to the shops around, and, do you know where he is? Do you have his phone number so I can call and check on him? 20 minutes, 30 minutes. He ended up being 45 minutes late. And I was a wreck. And it was so funny because he couldn't figure out what I was upset about. It was like he wanted to say, what's your point? I'm 45 minutes late. Because in there they lived on this indigenous time outside of that realm. And I'm from Minnesota. I mean, I am never late because I'm from Minnesota. But my southern husband has convinced me that the real reason between the war of the North and the South had nothing to do with race or anything like that. It was all about how we manage time. You see, I'm a Yankee and he's a true Tennessee Southerner, and we manage our time differently. I know his family, when we would first go visit, I'd be done eating before they had even started. And his mother, in her beautiful Southern voice, would look at me and say, "Ma, you sure do eat fast." And if Michael and I are going somewhere, I'm all dressed, ready to go with the car keys and my purse standing at the door. He hasn't even started getting dressed yet. So he has taught me how to relax about time. I've even quit wearing a watch. I mean, at my age, I can't see the numbers anyway. But you see how we get so caught up in time. How can you stay in gratitude when you're that caught up in time? And so Eckhart Tolle, with The Power of Now, changed all that. One of the greatest books ever written, showing us how the power and the peace are in the present now moment, and that's the only place we'll find it, by staying in every now moment. But I don't know about you, my mind can be like a windshield wiper, going back into the past and forward into the future. Worried or regrets of the past, concerned about the future. Does your mind go like that, like a windshield wiper? And it's really hard to understand why Einstein said time is an illusion, because we can be so caught up in the past and the future. But the past is only a memory in the mind, that's all it is. And the future is only a thought projection. The only real time, the only reality is right now. And that's really the only place to sustain that constant gratitude. So in getting closer to the end of the trust frequency, we're seeing that the assumption number 7 that we're worried about this week, or reading about, not worried about, is to release the importance of time and to let go of the past and the future. Would you say with me together? I'll say it first. There is only now this precious present moment. Together, there is only now this precious present moment. And when we're really there, we can feel that gratitude of the sacred presence in every moment. I've often said, if I wasn't in unity, I'd be a Taoist. And Lao Tzu, the 6th century BC writer, said if you're depressed, you're living in the past. And if you're anxious, you're living in the future. But if you're at peace, you're in the present now moment. That's where everything we need is. God is in the present moment. Our peace is, our strength is. Any answers we're looking for. Even our life force is in the present moment. And when we get into the past and the future, we can feel our life force draining. So Eckhart Tolle reminds us, you can only know enlightenment when the mind is still and when you're fully present, fully and intensely in the now. And then he went on to say, time is what keeps the light from reaching us. There is no greater obstacle to God than time. There's no greater obstacle than time. Well, am I in trouble, huh? And I would add that to be, there's no greater obstacle to gratitude than time. The poet Helen Mallicote, some of you have probably already heard this, but I think it's the greatest poem about time. She said, I was regretting the past and fearing the future, and suddenly my Lord was speaking. My name is I am. He paused, I waited, he continued. When you live in the past with its mistakes and regrets, it's hard. I am not there. My name is not I was. When you live in the future with its problems and fears, it's hard. I'm not there. My name is not I will be. But when you live in the moment, it's not hard. I am here. My name is I am. I am. And when we know that and really get it from the head to the heart, we can live life differently in a very relaxed, grace-filled, easy flow, very present and very alive with gratitude and joy in every now moment. The authors of The Trust Frequency said life is suddenly radically different there. We live more consciously, more efficiently, using ease and grace as our benchmarks. Aren't those wonderful words, ease and grace? We have more fun than our time-controlled friends. Don't you love that phrase? Anybody here time-controlled? We breathe, work, and play, and love, and dance, and remember who we are, and that we are a precious, essential part of the most amazing thing in creation, the Creator, life itself. So trusting in every now moment with gratitude, those three words all go together, trust, gratitude, and time, present in a now moment, all go hand in hand. Especially when we keep adding one more belief, the eighth assumption, all of creation is one, separation is a man-made illusion. So now we have in every moment, knowing your union with the divine, what is there to fear? What is there to get riled up about when you know your union with the divine sacred presence in every now moment, filled with gratitude? Can you imagine sustaining now that higher level? I love the stories of NASA astronauts when they looked down and saw the Earth from that higher realm. Edgar Mitchell is the most vocal. He said, when we see our fundamental unity, as I so vividly saw it from the Apollo spacecraft, the old way of thinking and behaving will disappear. All creation is one. Separation is a man-made illusion. But old beliefs die hard. I was amazed when I heard this. Do you know there are still people that actually believe the world is flat? I kid you not, and some of you are nodding, you've heard this before. There's something called the International Flat Earth Society. And everybody that believes the world is flat belongs to this. And they claim that we've been deprogramming since 1547. Come on, can you believe people actually believe that? It's silly, but in the larger thing, it's all an illusion. It doesn't even matter. And I thought, well, if people still believe the world is flat, no No, in my world it may be fat, but no wonder we still believe in separation. Can you believe that we still believe in separation? How do I separate you? Let me count the ways. By language, by skin color, by class, gender, sexual preference, religion, place of birth, economic status, political affiliation, national boundaries. It's even considered patriotic to call yourself American or British or Chinese or French, Iranian, Indian, Russian, Zulu, Mayan, or Wabanaki. Where the heck is that? I don't know. There is only one presence, one power, no boundaries, no passports needed. We're all part of it, all aspects of the one. So the truth, the eighth assumption that we're grasping onto to allow to become a part of our belief system, we're living on a single unified planet, a manifestation of the unified consciousness of love. And I think the World Wide Web, the internet, is really showing us. I mean, you go on the internet, you can connect in seconds with anyone all over the planet. That absolutely amazes me, the way we do that. And to me, that's just the outer reflection of the inner knowing that we're starting to awaken to, that we're all connected. And when we really know that, we can stay in that place of gratitude. What is there to fear when we once know that? We can sustain that higher level of being if we can remember, I am that I am. I am that I am in union with the one, sacred presence. And then I am that. I am that. I am you and you are me. I am whatever I see before me. There is no other. And when we can trust that with gratitude and joy in every now present moment, we can sustain that higher presence. Will you repeat with me? There is only now this precious present moment. Together, there is only now this precious present moment. And all of creation is one. Together, all of creation is one. Separation is a man-made illusion. Together, separation is a man-made illusion. So this Thanksgiving, along with the turkey jokes, all you have to do is stay in gratitude and not miss the blessing of every precious present moment. Let's take that into prayer. God, we are willing to quiet our mind, to still any thoughts of time, releasing the past, releasing any thought of the future, and totally embracing this moment, allowing the energy of gratitude for the sacred. Wherever we are, God is. Whoever we're with, God is. And we allow that to rise up within us and to lift us to that highest state of being that Jesus called the kingdom of heaven on earth. Not a place to go to, but a place of knowing, a vibration and energy of trust and gratitude and joy. And so this morning we just say thank you once again in the nature of the Christ. And so it is, so it truly is. Amen.